Hi, what's up guys, TSJAwesome 628 here, back again with the first episode of Breaking Point for my first video on F1 2021. We had a short break from F1, but we're going to get straight into Breaking Point. We're going to go for Aston Martin because we get to start a racing point and move into a new team, so I thought that was the best decision, but let's just get straight into this career mode and we'll see how it goes.
An incredible race! Look at it! Every driver is being so aggressive! Check it out!
They'll all be feeling the pressure right now. None more so than young Jackson from Carlin.
That's right. Rumors from the paddock talk about a possible future for Jackson in Formula 1. And with only a few laps to go, this is still anyone's race.
The atmosphere here is electric, and we couldn't have asked for a better finish to the F2 season here in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, Aiden, you're doing great. Keep focused. You know what to do. Copy that.
So, we now take control of Aiden Jackson, and our target is just to win the race. We've got Seta Camera just ahead of us in third, so we need to try and dispatch of him quickly, as we do need to win the race to win the F2 Championship. We have 3 laps to do so. So we're going to immediately try and go up the inside of Seta Camera, and we do take the position, so we're up onto the podium, but we still need another 2 positions, and Giotto in the lead is 4 seconds ahead of us, so we need to do over a second lap on Giotto to be able to catch up to him, but Seta Camera is going to re-challenge it as he got a much better exit from the hairpin, and he re-overtakes us. But we're going to go back up the inside into the next chicane, and we're going to regain P3. A little wobble on the exit, but it's all okay, and we will now be able to keep the position as we're going to go into the twisty section of Abu Dhabi, which is very hard to overtake in, and we're now on the end of the next lap going to lap the GOAT, Lagunathan. So it's an honour to be racing alongside him, and we have lapped him now, but we're going to move on to Nicholas Latifi, who is 1.2 seconds ahead of us, and we had good pace on the last lap, gained about 2 seconds on Giotto, and it is a purple sector 1, and we're now only 8 tenths behind Nicholas Latifi, and we should be able to get DRS here, and hopefully we'll be able to make gains on Latifi and get him on one of these 2 DRS straights, as we don't want to have to go through the twisty section just behind him. So we are going to brake a bit later, and I didn't mean to go up the inside here, but I just broke too late, so I ended up going up the inside, and we got a better exit than Latifi, and we gained the position from him, and move up to P2, so now only Luca Giotto, who is just over a second ahead of us, stands in the way of us in the F2 Championship, and we're just going to ride on board here as we are catching Giotto. We have a wobble on the exit of that corner, but we're going to keep control. These F2 cars are much harder to control than the F1 cars, and you have to brake much earlier and be much more careful on traction, but we are still gaining on Luca Giotto, and we now have a very good run on him, as we're only 3 tenths behind him. We get a better exit, and as we head to the final corner, we're going to stick our nose up the inside, and we're going to take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in F2, and as we fast forward towards the end of the lap, we are going to become F2 champion. So we've completed our first objective on the long road of Breaking Point.
Fantastic work, Aiden. Great drive, mate. Congratulations.
Yes! Come on! And he's done it! Jackson's done it! Aiden Jackson Jackson wins the F2 Championship.
What a win for Jackson! What a win!
And it couldn't have gone to a better driver. A magnificent result. He's already been vocal about his dreams of one day driving for Mercedes in Formula One. Let's just hope the right people are watching today. And here he is, the man of the moment, Aiden Jackson.
An amazing race and a fantastic win for this incredible driver.
Indeed. After this, I guarantee that Jackson will be the hot topic in more than a few upcoming F1 team meetings. The future's definitely bright for this young driver.
So now we have completed the prologue and won the F2 Championship, we can move into Chapter 1, having secured a seat in Formula 1 with Racing Point, as I previously said we were going to choose. So hopefully we can continue our success in Formula 1, and let's get straight into our first race at the Australian Grand Prix.
Aiden, now you've made the leap to Formula 1, no surprise to anyone who's been watching your career. How does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your first race?
To be honest with you, Will, it hasn't really quite sunk in yet. The team has given me a fantastic opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime, a dream come true. So, to answer your question, I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes, you know? I've even had to pinch myself a couple of times. So, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming, but out on the track, the speed, the noise, even the smell, it's all the same. I just hope my driving is too.
And what about Casper Ackerman? Are you intimidated at all having such a seasoned and experienced driver as your first teammate in Formula 1? How's that relationship coming along?
I've always looked up to Casper as someone to aspire to. Growing up as a kid, his pictures were all over my bedroom walls, you know? The dream was always to be Casper. But, as it turns out, I'll be racing alongside Casper, which is good enough for me. I get to learn from the best. Besides, every legend has to start somewhere, right?
Aiden, just wondering if we can get your reaction to the obvious comparisons that are being made between you and another F1 driver. Much like you, he made the transition from F2 to F1 last season. What do you say to the press here, and to your fans, who are calling you the new Devon Butler?
The new Devon Butler. I'm alright with that. Does that mean we can lose the old one?
You come over well. They like you. I don't know what you were worried about.
Thanks.
You know, everything's going to be fine out there today. I just know it. Just do what you did in F2. Easy.
Thanks, Brian. I won't let you down. Come on, Aiden. You've got this.
So we're going to move into the laptop for the first time, having completed our first interview, I guess, where apparently we're following in the footsteps of Devon Butler. But obviously he's back in the game from last year, well not last year, F1 2019, but he was obviously the rival in F1 2019, so I assume he's going to be the same, but let's first get into this phone call with Brian.
Hello?
Aiden, are you in your room?
Oh, hey Brian. Yeah, I'm in my room.
Good. Well, have a look around. I hope you like it. Should be everything you need in there. News feeds, social media. It's hooked up to the lot. Just do me a favour, eh?
Go on.
Make sure you check your emails. I think there's a message in there for you.
Oh, right. Thanks, Brian.
Take a breather, do what you need to do, and I'll see you before the race.
Nice one.
So, a lot of people looking forward to the new season and getting quite a bit of support. Devon Butler still being a bit cocky, but now we'll call with our mum.
Hello?
Hello, love. How's it going?
Alright, Ma. Yeah, going alright. Just getting ready.
I saw your interview.
And?
You need a haircut.
Alright. Well, thanks, I guess.
But aside from that, you were great. I'm so proud of you, Aiden.
I know, Ma. Thanks.
I wish I could be out there with you. This is everything you've worked towards.
Yeah, I know, but you'll be at the next one.
Just do what you do, and everything will be great.
Thanks, Ma.
And remember, mirror signal maneuver. And always stick to the speed limit.
Great advice. I'm all over it.
I know you are, love. I'll speak to you later. Good luck.
Bye.
So, our mum thinks we need a haircut, but she's obviously wishing us to do well and have some support. Jimmy Broadbent's alarm didn't go off, and he almost missed the start, so he needs to make sure that he can actually get up in time. And Alva is already thinking we should be in the Mercedes seat, so that's good news that we already have some faith from the fans. Otmar's giving us an email just to say that he's happy to have us on board, and our engineer Jeff is just previewing the weekend, and then we got a good luck message from Casper, so that's nice, and hopefully in our first race we can have a good one. But talking of the race, let's get straight into it.
A solid start, Aiden. Let's try and push it further.
Copy that. Where's Casper?
He's up ahead. Let's try and bring you two closer together. Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds.
So we need to try and catch up to Casper before lap 11. So we've got 5 laps to do so. We had a slight mistake at that last corner, but just getting used to these cars, and we should be able to catch up to these guys. This is on the hardest difficulty, and I should have said that before F2, but we are up to Ricardo, and as we come on the final corner, he gets quite a bad run, and we get a better run than he, and we will overtake him as we head into turn 1, and we are now only 3 positions away from Casper Ackerman, and we have George Russell up next in P12, who is somehow that high up in the Williams, but we will need to dispatch of him shortly, and as we head through the next 3 corners, we are just constantly gaining time on him, and we will look to try and make a move very shortly, as we are now within striking distance. He's also on the hards, so he must be quite slow in this race, so we use overtake, and we're going to go up the inside. He did try and cover the inside line, but we successfully overtook him. And now we have Devon Butler up next, so we're going to need to try and catch up to him and pass him before we can reach our teammates. But at the end of lap 7, we have caught up to Devon Butler, and we're not quite close enough to go for a move into turn 1, but we do get a good run through the first corner, and now we're going to get a good run on him. We're going to pull to the outside, and we do go around the outside of Butler. He does try and fight back, but we finish off the move, and now we just need to catch up to Casper Ackerman. The gap is 2.8 seconds, and we have 3 laps to do so. At the end of lap 8, the gap is 1.2 seconds, so we are constantly gaining on him, and we're just going to move ourselves forward, and we have completed our objective. I'm not sure if we have to wait here for another 2 laps or so, or whether we'll just skip to a cutscene.
Brilliant Grand Prix this has been, but there's still plenty of time for more drama.
There certainly is, Crofty, and these two have been fighting each other incredibly hard so far. They don't want to go tripping over each other, though, because Devon Butler is coming up from behind. He's on the attack, too.
Aiden, Casper's not your priority. We need you to defend.
It's okay. I've got this.
Here comes Butler. 3 abreast going into turn 11. Oh, this can't work! And it doesn't! Ackerman's off onto the verge of what looks like damage as well.
Is he okay? Is Casper okay?
He'll be fine. He's heading for the pits now. You just concentrate on the race.
And there we have it. So I'm sure there's going to be fireworks in the Racing Point garage this evening.
There will be, Crofty, for sure. Look, it was a late move from Devon Butler, but you never want to see two teammates make contact, and Ackerman will surely be seething at that one.
Absolutely. And I tell you who else isn't going to be happy too. Aiden Jackson. Not how his F1 race debut should have gone.
The damage appears to be minor. How's it feeling, Aiden?
Yeah, car's okay.
Understood. See how well you can do out there.
So we have collided with our teammate after a very late move from Devon Butler, and I would be very surprised if that was real life he would 100% be getting a penalty. I have no idea what Butler was doing. There's no way he could actually make a move there, but we've got minor damage, and apparently it's still workable, so we're going to try and drive on and finish the race and see if we can re-overtake Butler, but we'll try and catch up to him. And Ackerman is 27 seconds behind us, so he's really lost out because of that incident, but we've caught up to Devon Butler. We're going to go up the inside and overtake him, so we're back in the points, and Lando Norris is only 3 seconds ahead of us, and we've got 4 laps to go, so let's hope to try and catch up to him as well before the end of the race. But we're going to come through the final corner, and it looks like we're going to set a personal best in this race, and it isn't a fastest lap, but I don't know why we'd be expecting a fastest lap, so we'll just move onwards. A very big wobble out of the final corner on the next lap, but we are only 1.3 seconds behind Lando Norris, and as we head on to the start of lap 14, the end of lap 13, we are going to try and overtake Norris, and we're going to pull to the inside. Norris tries to cover it, but we're still going to go up the inside, and we successfully make the move, and we're up to P9, and I can't see us getting any more as we're 5 seconds behind Albon, and as we head on to the final lap, we have actually taken a second and a half out of Albon on that lap, and I think maybe 2 more laps would have done it, as we're only 2 seconds behind him now. We gained 3 seconds over 2 laps, so probably needed 2 more laps to get Gasly and Albon, who are just ahead of us. But on our debut, a P9 is not a bad result, although it could have been better for the team.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Albert Park. What a start to the season this has been. A fascinating race here in Australia, and
The top teams as ever continue to push the boundaries of the sport, and it'll be interesting to see how the new Racing Point driver Aiden Jackson settles in, especially after that early incident involving his teammate.
well, we've certainly seen rivalries born from less. Suffice to say, if you came into the 2020 season hoping for a bit of drama, it looks like you won't be disappointed.
Casper, listen, I don't know what happened out there. It wasn't my fault.
Well, whose fault was it then? Who was the idiot behind the wheel of your car? You're pathetic. You won't even admit when you made a mistake. How did they ever sign you?
Oh, Butler. Devon, I didn't see that.
Oh, what, like, out on the track today? You nearly took me out, mate.
Look, I don't know what happened. You cut in, I swerved. Next thing I knew, Casper was out.
Whoa. Mate, I was nothing to do with it. Whatever that was all on you. Don't be trying to pass the blame, because you haven't settled in yet.
Sorry, Aiden. Just bear with us 1 sec.
No problem.
I think that's really just a case of rookie driver, rookie mistakes. These cars are a bit different from what Aiden's used to in F2.
You seem to find your feet quite quickly after you graduated from Formula 2. What advice would you give to Jackson in his first season?
Well, stay out of my way mostly. And taking out your own teammate isn't something I would make a habit of.
Almost ready, Aiden. We're just checking audio levels.
Sure.
Seriously, Casper must be wondering what on earth Racing Point were thinking.
That's great. Thanks, Devon.
Yeah.
Okay, Aiden. Let's talk about that incident with your teammate.
So it seems Casper and Devon both think that it was my fault for the incident, which I have no idea how, but, well, we'll see. We have a call from Brian first, so...
Talk to me. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, what happened out there today? I had it all under control and then...
Look, let's not go through all that now. We'll talk about it at the debrief.
Right, yeah.
I was actually talking about your little running with Casper and Butler over in the paddock.
Oh, wow. News travels fast.
The paddock talks, Aiden. Besides, I've got ears like a hawk. Listen, Butler's a clown. The man's ego is bigger than a... No, I've got nothing. Don't give it a second thought.
Thanks, Brian.
But Casper? Yes, he can get a little hot-headed, especially after a race. But you have got to work with him. That manoeuvre today...
Wasn't my fault, Brian.
It probably cost us points. I'll level with you. A lot of people on the team are disappointed, Aiden. And I'll be saying as much to Casper. Now, learn from it and move on. But you can't let it happen again. I'll see you at the debrief.
So, Brian also agrees that Butler's just a bit of an idiot, which I think we already knew. Into the barrier is making a joke about us swerving. I guess the only thing we did do wrong is we probably should have just allowed us to make contact with Butler rather than trying to avoid him, which took us into Casper, but it was pretty much Butler's mistake. I have seen a couple of things here saying that they thought it was our mistake, and I don't understand why, but I guess everyone's entitled to their opinion. We had very extreme opinions for the incident of Silverstone between Verstappen and Hamilton, and, well, they're so extreme that you can see that anyone just can come up with any opinion whatsoever, even if it's totally unreasonable. So, just looking through these social media posts, and it does seem like everyone has varying opinions here, and well, we've just got to try and prove them all on track. Otmar is telling us about how our first race was, and he's happy that we got points, but obviously annoyed that we collided with Casper. Then our personal assistant is reminding us about our interview and photo shoots. So I guess we're going to have to get our hair done, which our mum really wanted us to do, so I guess she'll be happy. But that'll be the end of the first chapter that we do. So I'm going to just do a chapter an episode for probably the rest of the series. So they'll probably be reasonably short episodes compared to what my Might and Crimo was last year. But that will be the end of this episode, and we'll see you guys next time for episode 2, Breaking Point.